This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1269 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by Dr. Rose's Remedies. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the monthly Western Dressage episode on the Dressage Radio Show, right here on Horse Radio Network. Show co-host Karen Abatista explains 2 clever tricks to help riders practice round circles, and she also gives some tips on riding through corners. And we'll get right to our tip after this from Dr. Rose's Remedies. Dr. Rose DeLiva, developer of Dr. Rose's Skin Treatment Salve and Spray, saw a need for a natural, safe alternative to steroids to help the plethora of skin issues she was seeing in her veterinary practice. She combined the best all-natural ingredients known for their healing properties to create Dr. Rose's Skin Treatment Salve and Spray. Neither product contains any artificial colorings or preservatives, and both are steroid and gluten-free. Both products are antiviral, antifungal, and antiseptic, as well as anti-hemorrhagic and anti-inflammatory. They also cool and nourish the skin, help to heal burns and lacerations, and surgical incisions. Here at the Horse Radio Network, we use Dr. Rose's on all manner of cuts and scrapes on our horses, and we have found it most effective to keep our horses from getting scratches on their pasterns during periods of heavy dew. You can find Dr. Rose's Skin Treatment Salve and Spray at Dover Saddlery Stores or go online to drrosesremedies.com. That's drrosesremedies.com.
All right, so our training tip this month is the elusive circle. We're going to find circles in all of our tests, starting at intro with our 20-meter circle and working all the way up to 10 meters and smaller voltes as we get into level 3 and above. And one of the things I see a lot from the judge's booth is abstract geometrical figures. I see circles with flat sides. It's kind of like Deflate Gate. I see pentagons, octagons, figures that have no names. It's extremely, extremely hard to ride an accurate circle. So a lot of times when we go out and we do clinics, we spend a lot of time on just helping riders find a way around. And I emphasize round, R-O-U-N-D. So a great way to school your circles, if you have a partner or a friend that you can rope into doing this with, is your friend can stand in the middle of your circle and hold a lunge line. And one end of the lunge line goes underneath the stirrup just kind of anchor it with the ball of your foot. With your inside foot in the stirrup, and then your partner holds the other end and stands in the middle of your 20-meter circle, and your job as a rider is to keep that line from dragging on the ground or from pulling your leg out of the socket, which can be quite fun for the person on the other end of the line. And you'll soon discover that the corners have magnetic pulls to them. You'll start drifting into the corner and your leg is going to start pulling out farther and farther and farther. Or you're going to start falling in on the other side of the circle and the line's going to start dragging on the ground. So you just practice that walk, trot, canter until you can keep that line completely taut, and you can change the length of your line to do 20 meters, 15 meters, 10 meters. If you do not have a friend, that sounds so sad, doesn't it? If you have no friends, you can do this by yourself, and you can just take a stake and stake one end of your line in the ground at the center of your circle. And at Home Depot or Walmart, pick up a can of some non-toxic spray paint, like landscape paint. and just spray paint a circle in your ring or on the grass or wherever, and then practice riding that line. And again, you're going to try to ride that line and see where you deviate. And that's going to tell you where you need more outside guarding aids or more inside bending aids. And it's just going to keep you confirmed on the line of travel. From the rider's perspective, you want to kind of visualize yourself from above. You want to picture yourself and try to steer that outside shoulder, outside being the side towards the rail, or the inside is your inside bending side, the side towards the center of the ring usually, and the outside being the side closest to the rail. And you want to steer that outside shoulder around on your circle line. What we also see a lot from the judge's perspective is there's no differentiation between your 20-meter circle at A or at C and the corners before and after the circle. So you want to make a clear distinction between a corner and a circle. So you want to make sure that you ride through your corners. You want to start your circle at A or at C, finish your circle at A or at C, and then ride a corner after your circle. And again, little details. Corners are something we call modifiers in judging speak. And if you're on a kind of in between numbers, you're thinking, was that a 7? Was that an 8? Well, if your rider shows they can navigate a clean corner without speeding up or slowing down or losing balance, and there's a clear distinction between a corner, the circle, and then the corner that follows, that's a reason to go up in your score. And that could make the difference between a 7, 7.5, and an 8, which, we all like to see those 8s on our test.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guests as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Thanks again to our sponsor today, Dr. Roses. You can find them online at drrosesremedies.com. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.